Imagine a world where the monsters under your bed are real, and the only person who can save you is a hitman. Sounds like a wild ride, right? Well, that's exactly what Bryan Fuller, the mastermind behind quirky TV hits like Pushing Daisies and Hannibal, is bringing to the big screen with his feature film debut, Dust Bunny. Premiering at this year's Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF, as part of the Midnight Madness lineup. This film promises to be a thrilling blend of childhood terror and dark humor. But here's where it gets controversial. Fuller isn't just dipping his toes into horror. He's diving headfirst into a genre that's often polarizing, aiming to create a family-friendly horror experience. Can he pull it off? Only time will tell. Dust Bunny follows Aurora, a young girl played by Sophie Sloan, who finds herself face-to-face with a giant, magical, and bloodthirsty creature living under her bed. Desperate, she hires a hitman, played by Hannibal's Mads Mikkelsen, to take care of the problem. The catch? He has to believe her first. This premise alone is enough to spark curiosity, but Fuller's journey from TV to film adds another layer of intrigue. After all, this is a man who spent decades crafting idiosyncratic series, not directing feature films. So what made him take the leap? Fuller reveals that Dust Bunny originally started as a potential episode for the 2020 Apple TV Plus series Amazing Stories, a reboot of the 80s anthology show created by Steven Spielberg. In some ways, it's a homage to those traumatic childhood films of the 80s like Poltergeist and especially Gremlins, Fuller explains. It was designed to be an amazing story, but as we developed it for Apple, it kept getting bogged down in notes. So I thought, why not turn this into a movie? And this is the part most people miss. Fuller's transition to film wasn't just a creative whim. It was a strategic move to bring his vision to life without the constraints of TV development. For someone who's been a TV writer, creator, and showrunner since his work on Star Trek Deep Space Nine in 1997, directing a film was uncharted territory. I was always consumed with rewriting, Fuller admits. There wasn't much time to direct. As a showrunner, I couldn't afford to take a month off to focus on directing while also being 100% dedicated to scripts. But a disastrous experience with a studio-assigned director changed everything. I realized I needed to direct, he says. I couldn't let someone else mishandle my vision again. One of Fuller's favorite parts of the process was working with Sophie Sloan, his young lead. Sophie and I were both new to this. He shares, "We were discovering the film together, playing with the performances and finding the character's voice in a way that felt fresh and unconstrained. It was like a series of playdates, creating a safe and positive environment for a child actor while also pushing creative boundaries." This approach not only highlights Fuller's dedication to his craft, but also raises a thought-provoking question. How often do we see filmmakers prioritize the well-being of young actors while still delivering a compelling story? Despite the film's darker elements, Fuller believes Dust Bunny is the perfect gateway horror for families, much like Gremlins was for 80s kids. It's got scary moments, but it's also playful and colorful, he says. And speaking of color, Fuller's visual flair is on full display here. He and cinematographer Nicole Hirsch-Whitaker developed a unique language for the film's palette, describing it in terms of flavors rather than colors. If Pushing Daisies is sweet and Hannibal is savory, Dust Bunny is mango chicken, a dynamic mix of both, Fuller explains. This bold approach to visuals is sure to divide opinions. Is it genius or is it too much? We'll let you decide. As Dust Bunny prepares to make its world premiere, one thing is clear. Bryan Fuller isn't just making a movie. He's making a statement. Can a horror film truly be family-friendly? Can a TV showrunner successfully transition to film directing? And most importantly, can a monster under the bed teach us something about ourselves? These are the questions 4 wants us to ponder. So what do you think? Is Dust Bunny a game changer or just another horror flick? Let us know in the comments. We're eager to hear your take.